Good morning, colleagues. Yes, it's such a pleasure to really be here. I'm Joseph Mukoko, alumni, University of Nairobi, 1999. I'm always proud to be associated with the University of Nairobi. It molded me to who I am. I was even an UPSA chair once for those who are leading the student association. So it's a pleasure to really be with you here. I'll be facilitating this session. And we are really talking about the resilient pharmacist. And with the main focus on especially those who really took the unconventional paths. Listening in from yesterday, today, you've seen how the pharmacy has really evolved. And if I remember at some time back, there was always more of everybody graduates, you go out, community pharmacy, isn't it? No wonder the government had to even start bonding some of the people so that they are assured that they are not going to lose all of you. But at some point, one of the things that really happened was there was a need to start seeing how different people could be able to pursue their own career goals, building on what they really learned. They developed certain aspirations. It was also getting a bit more crowded out there. You know, when you look at the community pharmacy, you look at the hospital pharmacy, the terrain was not so conducive. So you really had to, do quite a lot of things. And we've had a lot of that yesterday, today, in terms of how pharmacists are really trying to be creative enough, develop space, expand the space so that you can actually be able to do something. So we are going to have a few of us who will just take us through the path that they really took. The first is Dr. Elizabeth Itotia. If she can come. Yeah, Dr. Itotia is a radiopharmacist. And of course, I know she'll tell us more about, how she ended up being there and what she's really going through. The next is Dr. Mercy Adera. Dr. Mercy, she's really into the whole space of technology, IT. We are now in the information era. With a lot of information, we are ever wondering in terms of how much is technology going to change the practice of pharmacy, isn't it? So I think that's something that will be very useful to hear. And then a very senior member, Dr. Joyce Gikunda. She started this way early, before many of us even, started practicing. But her main line was really looking at the issue about beauty, skincare, and being able to see how she could use her pharmacy practice and be able to advance the whole beauty area. So, karibuni sana. It's unfortunate that we are not able to get some of our original some of our original panelists who are not able to make it, Dr. Amnin and Dr. Wanjala, but nevertheless, we'll proceed with the current panelists, and I'll give them an opportunity to just introduce themselves, but as they do that, I'll be allowing them to just tell us, how did you end up where you are? What motivated you to take that path? And then if you can be able to share with us what have been your highs and your lows, because you are actually doing and navigating what is not very common among the larger population of pharmacists. So I'll start with you, Dr. Itotia, Radiopharmacy. If you can just share with us, how did you end up there? What motivated you to really take that up? And what has been some of your highs and your lows?
Good morning, everyone. I'm honored to be here to celebrate School of Pharmacy at 50, the school that made us into who we are today in a very tough way. My name is Dr. Elizabeth Itotia. I have the honor of speaking to you today, and I am proud to be the first female to graduate as a radiopharmacist in this country. Thank you. Thank you so much for clapping. I would have still told you to clap. So if I start with my journey, I studied here at UoN for my bachelor's. And there's a joke that we used to make when we were doing our bachelor's, and at this side, because it's where I'm seeing most of the students are. We used to say that Bachelor of Pharmacy should be renamed to Bachelor of Pharmacy and Disaster Management. Why was that? Because we would have exams, and the exams would be back to back. And one exam would combine 5 units, and they would call that a CAT. It's not even an exam. And then when it comes to the exam, it's now 10 units. So by that morning, by the time you're waking up, you are so stressed. You do not know which unit of pharmaceutical chemistry to read, because all of them you need to read, and any of them can be tested. But we are where we are today, and we managed to, get out of it and become the pharmacists that we are today. When I graduated as valedictorian. So I graduated from University of Nairobi as valedictorian, and of course that made me the star of the village. But I was still the star of the village who was unemployed and who was stomaching. So we could carry the crown, but we still had no jobs after internship. And that is what led me to radiopharmacy. So I did not, to be honest, I did not set out to be a radiopharmacist. And I'm glad that we're here today, 2 of us who are classmates, because you can see that the fact that the government does not post you immediately after internship is actually what made us took the unconventional paths. We did not go the normal routes that most pharmacists normally go, because maybe we did not even have the opportunity to take that normal route. So I started radiopharmacy, and it came as, I don't want to call it an accident, because nowadays I refer to myself as the accidental pioneer. I am proud of being a pioneer, but I did not plan on it. So the journey started one day when Professor Mugune sent me a message during the tamaking stage. So she sent me a message and told me that the International Atomic Energy Agency is offering a scholarship in radiopharmacy. And would you be interested? Of course, it's a competitive scholarship. So would you be interested in applying? Because we think, or I think you would qualify. To be honest, we do a unit in radiopharmacy in second year. Yeah, so I really did not think it can be an area of specialization, but I said yes. So the first message from me to you today is first say yes, then figure it out. Yeah, so I said yes, and then I went and did my research, and I found out what radiopharmacy is all about. And because I also now had to put in an application of very many essays, so I found out what radiopharmacy is all about, and I sent in the application, and then everything went quiet, and I continued with my journey of tamaking for many months. Now, you see, you even go to your pastors to dedicate your prayers to God for you to get a job. And God did answer those prayers, yeah? So in September of 2019, I got a job in KU referral as a pharmacist. And I celebrated. It was an answered prayer. You even dedicate that moment to God, but you've tamaked for a really long time, and it's not a journey that we enjoy going through. 2 weeks later, or a few days later, I received the offer for a scholarship in radiopharmacy. Now, the one I had applied long time ago. So to most people, that's a very good thing. Even to me, it was a very good thing. But I've gotten a job after a very long period of tamaking. And now I've gotten a scholarship. So how do I choose? If I take the scholarship had a caveat that I have to come back to my country and serve the country for 2 years. So I was coming to serve who when I have resigned. So I was torn between a rock and a hard place on what I was going to do. And most people, and some of them, I can see them in this room, I had conversations with them on how I should approach this. Them being more experienced in the field, of course, would tell me just resign. You will find an opportunity, you will find a path for you. But I could not see where I could find the path for me because there was no nuclear medicine in this country in terms of public practice. But then again, one day we went for the orientation with the CEO, and he mentioned that the KU referral is going to be the first hospital in this country to offer nuclear medicine services. And I saw an opportunity. And I am hoping you're drawing a lot of lessons from what I'm saying. I saw an opportunity. So I knew this country has no specialists when it comes to nuclear medicine practice. So I knew this was my opportunity for me to retain my job and go for the master's. So armed with letters from Professor Mugune, from Nakosti, because the scholarship was being coordinated from Nakosti. So I used to call Dr. That time she was doctor, now she's Prof. Mugune so many times, telling her, now I need a letter for you to support me to take to management. We got Nakosti to do a letter. And now armed with all these letters, I went to see the management. Now, there's something that I need to tell you that when you work in government, you need to work for a minimum of 3 years before you can go for study leave. I had worked for 14 days. But I still believed they can give me that scholarship, that study leave. So I went to the CEO. But fast forward, they did not laugh at me the way you've laughed at me because they did let me go. They gave me the leave of absence. It was not a study leave, but it was still a leave of absence. And I was assured of a job when I came back from South Africa because the master's was being offered in South Africa. Fast forward, I have now helped 2 major hospitals in this country start radiopharmacy services, a milestone that have seen over 20,000 patients get PET-CT scans in this country. Guys. And of course, it was a result of that bold decision to just decide that even if I am scared, I'm still going to go and ask for this for this permission. Even if I have no idea what radiopharmacy is all about, I'll say yes to the opportunity and then research and see whether it aligns with my goals. Yeah, and then for the ups and downs, of course, the ups is that there has been that opportunity to transform nuclear medicine services in this country, to be able to see nuclear medicine be offered in this country as a result of the skill that you bring to the table. On the downs is that people expect you to actually have it all figured out, so that you know what you are doing, when also you probably need a mentor to help you know what you're doing. But that also meant that there was no limitation on what I could achieve because there was no one to look up to. I was the one to set the standard. So just glass half full, glass half empty kind of narrative. So yeah, those have been my ups and downs and my story in not a very brief way. Thank you.
Thank you, Daktari. I think very inspiring story, but we draw inspiration from the fact that patients are benefiting, and you can already start counting how many hospitals are now, expanding the services to include and building on your expertise. Asante sana. So, Dr. Mercy Adera, you are in one space that is increasingly becoming very crucial. And every so often, of course, you got in much earlier, but right now, people are continuously talking in terms of impact of IT on pharmacy services. How did you end up there? What inspired you? And how has your journey been? Any challenges? Any things you can be able to share with us in terms of successes?
Thank you, Dr. And again, thank you for this opportunity. It's quite rare to find your classmate. And as she said, that disaster management part is really working. It has really helped us in the workspace, the B Farm in pharmacy and disaster management. So just to bring the story home, I must tell you that I come from a small estate in Nakuru. Since Nakuru became a city nowadays, we talk about estates and not villages. So in this small estate, when I graduated, I became a doctor, and everyone knew. And so when anyone had a problem, they would say, just call Mercy, right? Mercy will sort it out. And it happened that I got attached to a place X in Nakuru. And everyone who knew me, everyone they knew, anyone who had a problem would be told, call Mercy or just go to place X and you'll find Mercy. And this started becoming a problem, honestly, because my phone would ring all the time. It didn't matter, day, night, somewhere at 2 a.m. in the night, my phone would always ring. And it became a habit. You know, I had graduated, the estate doctor, and I just want to support everyone and make sure everyone is okay. You know, you feel the obligation. Now, one of these days, I'm working at this place X, and someone calls me, and they tell me, "We'd like to offer you an opportunity." And they say this opportunity is for an online pharmacist. And if you ask me, well, I think they borrowed it from the West. I didn't know what I was supposed to do. I'm not sure they knew exactly what I was supposed to do. But me being me, I convinced them. I told them, I'll come in and I'll do this thing. And I promised them I would put in my blood, sweat, and tears. And they agreed. So I packed my bags and I came to Nairobi. Now, when I came to Nairobi, my phone did not stop ringing. If anything, it got worse because when people go to this place X, then I'm not there and it gets critical. They keep calling and more people keep calling and two people and one person would call me 3 times, 5 times. But yeah, well, I had come back to the big city and I was ready to just take a leap of faith and run. And here we were. So I go to this place, I meet a software guy. He had been working on something. This thing, it was nice, it was beautiful, it was functional. And so I told myself, I like how it looks, and I started engaging with it. And I remember one of these days when I was at home in the evening, I tried to place an order through that platform. Took me about 1 hour. Honestly, up until this point, I always thought I was tech savvy until it took me an hour to place an order. And then I was in shock. And I told myself, if it's taking me an hour, and I'm quote unquote what I think is tech savvy, then how long does it take someone else? And so the conversation continued and started with this IT guy. And when I came back the next morning and I told him, yay, I managed to place my order. Can we please check it out? He asked me, what did you order? I'm like, yeah, when you see the order, you'll see what I had ordered. And he opens the back end of the whole system and my order is not there. And I asked him, what happened? And he tells me, show me what you did. And it happens that I did not click complete order after an hour of the struggle. And to be honest, my heart was just broken. And so we started working on fixing this solution. And I had to do a lot of research on online medicine platforms. I had to do a lot of research on laws that govern online practice. And to be honest, at that time in Kenya, we didn't have any guidelines. So we were inventing and moving with it as we go. And after some time, took us a couple of months. I was working with the IT guy. And in about 4 or 5 months, then I would place my order in 3 to 5 minutes. I was very excited from 60 minutes. And so I thought, is it this easy for other people as well? So I did send a couple of my friends a link and they tried it. Took them about 10 minutes and I was happy. And so this phone of mine from Nakuru was still ringing. So I decided, why don't I send these guys this link? So I would send them a link, and they would go into the solution we had created with the IT guy, and they'd get sorted out. And I started getting less and less calls. To be honest, I was happy. But one thing that my boss noticed is they came and they looked at it and they're like, why are so many orders coming from Nakuru? And I had no comment. I had no comment about it at all. But I knew that from this small estate, then I was creating a solution, much as I was a couple of kilometers far away from home. And I was making someone else's life easy. I was making my life easier as well. And it has been a journey of continuous improvement. Unfortunately, or fortunately, with an IT solution, you can never reach point Z, right, on the alphabet. Every day I wake up, then someone has done something new. And I have to look at how I can plug that into the solution that I am currently offering. So when I started, to be honest, my motivation was just to stop my phone from ringing. I was just tired. 2 a.m., 4 a.m. When you don't pick the phone, then it becomes a whole problem in the estate. You could get discussed in the baraza. And with time, really, it helped me to identify that there was a need in the market, and there was a lack of solutions to address that need. And so we did come up with this solution. We have constantly improved it, and we have branched out to even offer the solution to a broader scope. Now, in terms of what I would consider my highs, I think I cannot overemphasize my silent phone now. Rarely rings. Sometimes I even think to myself, can't Safaricom just send me a text, tell me happy birthday or good day? Yeah, but so it is. The fact that I have actually been able to offer people a solution without a compromise on quality, because one big challenge that we face on the online space is that you land onto fraudulent sites, and you do not get the quality of service or any service that you really need. So offering a service and maintaining the quality and still doing it with the utmost convenience, that would be my high. And the biggest high is when someone comes in and they give that testimony that they have received that help, they have received the quality that they would have intended or they usually receive when they physically come to a premise. And, you know, they did it at the utmost convenience in their home. The lowest times are when you're not sure about what you're doing. As I told you, at that time, we didn't have laws in Kenya. So you can imagine me borrowing from, say, the US or borrowing from, say, South Africa, and I'm implementing in Kenya. It was not so easy. But with time, you start to find your way, right? So as I said again, usually the assumption is that everything good comes from the West. But I'd like to say that in my lowest times, as I was doing my research and figuring it out, then I came to appreciate that solutions come from everywhere, from across the world. But you are the one who understands where it bites. So it is up to you to understand this solution and customize it for what you need it. So I must say then, that has been my journey so far.
Thank you, Daktari, for that. Just a quick one. Everybody is always worried that when you automate, you make yourself irrelevant. So for you, since the phone has stopped ringing, are you still benefiting from it? Or, you know?
Thank you. And this always comes up every time I speak to people. They get worried that the machines will take over. And I would say, I watch a lot of movies and you watch a lot of movies, because then I don't think that is possible, because what you get to understand is that the machine will still require human input. So I found my IT guy, he had his solution, but that solution was not working, right? It takes me 60 minutes to place an order. It is not working. I will not use it. So you continuously need human effort. And one of the many things that scares people when we mention is AI. Everyone just looks and they open their eyes and they're worried about it. But it is quite exciting. I have worked on AI solutions. We actually just concluded training one. It's like a baby. You have to teach the baby. Oh yeah, that is that part. So you have to teach the baby. I gave an example one time and I said, when you're called to school and your baby is in the disciplinary committee and they tell you, this baby grabbed someone's lunch and they ate it, yeah? Then the question would be, they grabbed someone's lunch because they were hungry, yes? They ate the lunch. But does that mean that this is the right thing to do? No, it is not, yeah? So these AI models are just like children. You need to teach them, and you need to teach them what is right and what is wrong. So yes, we did launch an AI model, and we are still testing it even as we have launched it. So I don't see how humans will be outrun by machines. My phone has stopped ringing, but the solution that I created is quite busy, okay? And the way we have made it is that it is able to be there 24/7. The AI doesn't sleep. Provided you teach it right, then it's able to actually assist you. So yes, Daktari, we still have a lot of work to do.
Okay. Asante sana. Yeah. So our next panelist is Dr. Joyce Gikunda. You got into this way before many of us even imagined what running beauty services within a pharmacy setting would even look like. Maybe you can share with us, how did you find yourself there? What motivated you to actually do it? And how has been the journey?
Thank you, Daktari. And thank you, each one of you. I see a colleague here. I see Liz. I see Dr. Wanyanga. But yeah, I graduated in 1979 as a proud bee farm. I'm very happy to be here this morning to celebrate 50 years with proud pharmacists and the proud pharmacists to be as for the students. We were taught when we came in, I was among the second group to actually join pharmacy. Not because I knew what pharmacy was, but because I was made to understand that it was a prestigious career. And because I'd been taken to Makerere to do BSc, which I couldn't go to Makerere, and it was a mistake, it wasn't my choice. So I persisted until I was given something that I could accept, and which was pharmacy. It was a good mistake for me. Years later, 50 years down the line, I'm happy and a proud pharmacist. After graduation, I got work at the Central Medical Stores supply system, which I love so much. I was there for several years, after which I was posted to Nyayo House to start the provincial office there. I was the first provincial pharmacist in Nairobi province. 1988 found me resigning from the government to start a family business, which was Linton's Pharmacy. Linton's Pharmacy, I took it over from an Asian colleague. Old man, actually, he wasn't a pharmacist. He's an old Mr. Desai who had gotten to a point where the son-in-law had left the country. The son-in-law was the pharmacist. The pharmacy was ran down. I found the old man with a messenger in the pharmacy. So what used to happen was they would get a prescription. CBD, you know, the location was very good. They would get a prescription, and then the messenger through the back would run to UoN's pharmacy, just across the road, have the prescription filled, come back and give to the client. That's what was happening. I also found a pharmacy that was, and one part was veterinary medicine, the other part was pharmaceutical. I was confused. I never learned vet medicine, although I could apply my mind to apply what I learned in pharmacy to do it. But something about vet medicine, I'm sorry to say, did not appeal to me. There was something that was smelling bad. And I don't like bad smells. So that made me actually decide, no, I'm not continuing with vet medicine. And with that removal of vet medicine, I was left with empty counters. I didn't know what to do. But within a short time, Mr. Degwa, who was a distributor of pharmaceuticals, calls me and tells me, Joyce, there is this company from US that is offering me beauty products. I don't know what to do with them. It was Florida Roberts, brand of cosmetics. Some of you have heard about it. And like our colleague here, I quickly said, yes, I can handle it. I don't know why he felt scared to handle it, but he thought because I'm a lady, I could handle cosmetics. We didn't study cosmetics at the university, but I felt the way I loved cosmetics. And having been at this pharmacy for a few months in the retail, I was seeing clients come in, mothers come in with their daughters, with blemished skins, with acne problem, oiliness, and all that. You know what happens when you are at that level. It becomes the filter point. You find others coming in with empty tubes of Betinovate, all sorts of steroid creams that they had been prescribed by a dermatologist, and now they want to keep on buying and repeating because they gave them good results. So all this was ending up that as a trained professional, the pharmacology, the pharmacognosy, all those things that I learned at the university were actually ending up. I could help these patients, I could help these clients to resolve their skin care problems. And I also looked around. This country, we did not have any malls, not a single mall at that time. We did not have beauty stores. We did not have pharmacies that were stocking beauty products. So Linton's pharmacy became the first one to defy the odds. I remember one time Professor Maitai and a few of my lecturers actually coming over to find Oilofule, Neutrogena, Simple on my counters. And they walked in and they were not amused. And then we sat down and they said, Daktari, you are a doctor. We trained you well, and we do not expect you to dilute the pharmacy profession. I don't think I took that kindly because there was a passion, there was a fire within me that was driving me to get somewhere. I did not know where. But all I knew up to date is that when you find a problem, work towards supplying a solution. I think all these ladies have said that. So for me, I found that the skin, the largest organ of our bodies, was neglected. Neglected by professionals, neglected by everybody. And there was this belief that beauty belongs to school dropouts. I am not a school dropout by any means. And I took it up. I started selling those products. And fast forward, 2007, I partnered with a Silonda group of companies. They're the ones who came visiting because I kept on applying to them. And this time, remember, there is no Google to check things. There are no emails. There is no IT. We relied on what we were taught at the university and a few beauty magazines that we would get from US. So it was a dark era in history. The products that were in the country that were being readily availed were skin lighteners. Skin lighteners that as pharmacists, as professionals, we do not condone to use. Those were things like Snowfire, Princess Patra, Imprex, I don't know what. Those were the creams that were available to ladies to make themselves beautiful. And so at Linton's pharmacy, we sort of campaigned against those. We partnered with a few dermatologists who understood where we were coming from. I quote Dr. Mehanji. She was quite instrumental to this. And I credit her for where we are, because one of the results that you'll find that we have succeeded is that you look at Kenya. You walk down the streets, you go to the villages, you'll find that our aunties, our mothers, our ladies have not bleached their skins. It's because we have been preaching that you do not have to use skin lighteners, you do not have to use steroids to make yourself beautiful. All you need to do is start taking care of your skins at an early stage. Then you won't have need to go to a dermatologist or to go to other treatments later on. So it has worked. Look around East Africa, look around at our neighbors. Go there, walk on the street, and you'll find ladies who have really bleached themselves, because the belief is that the lighter you are, the more beautiful you are. Remember, skincare is an important aspect of our lives. We all wake up in the morning. What do we start with? Is taking care of our skins. When our skin is not good, we lose self-confidence. You walk to that boardroom, you can't do a good presentation because you are nervous, because you feel you are not good enough. There is some extent that even our young people have gone to the extent of actually having mental health issues. So remember, I want to mention that because currently what is trending is mental health. It's increasing day by day. One of the causes of mental health is that feeling of, I'm not good enough. And where does that come from? It's maybe because you don't feel you look good, your skin is not good, many other things that help you stand out are not good. Now, it's a few minutes we are given, but I just wanted to emphasize that I deviated. It did not impress our colleagues. Even yesterday, my colleague, Professor Kibwaga, was telling me, hey, Joyce, you're still in that beauty. People might start thinking you never went to school. I mean, he was joking. And let me tell you, the other thing that we have maintained is quality. Tabitha, thank you for talking about quality. Even in the beauty world, we talk about quality. Downtown is full of counterfeit products. It's full of products that parallel importations are all that unchecked products. As Linton's Beauty World, we moved from Linton's Pharmacy to Beauty World. As Linton's Beauty World, We want to offer quality products, not just selling as a supermarket does. We want to apply ourselves and consult. I could not continue consulting up to 50 years, to 70 years, 80 years, and to start training others. And because our pharmacists wanted to remain there, I tried to pursue them, actually, to call them. Can I have a group from your pharmacy to train? But they're still feeling that this profession, this is the world. This is for school dropouts. I have fought that battle. But today, I'm happy to be in your presence to say that I do not want to hear a pharmacist or any graduate saying that I have not been posted. I do not have a job. There are so many opportunities in the beauty industry. You can be a beauty consultant. You can be an area manager. You can be a store manager. You can be a trainer. Up to date, the global brands have not found anybody suitable to train on Clarins, in Clinique, on Dior, or whatever. We still, as a company, we are getting trainers from France, from US, from South Africa. So the challenge is here because we have a lot of talent. We have a lot of brainy individuals in this profession. I want to say, to tell you that there are opportunities out there. All you need, we offer a course. We started a training academy, Linton's Beauty Academy. We offer a course, 4 months. We train you on skincare, we train you on makeup artistry, and we train you on how to consult the clients. It's a service we can offer. Just the way you offer a service for kidney patients, to cardiac patients and all that. It's an organ of the body like any other. Let's treat it as that. There is a lot of hope. There is a lot of openings. And even for community pharmacy colleagues, your pharmacists, you go anywhere now, you find the pharmacists have embraced that. At least we have moved a step. You'll find that pharmaceutical and cosmetics, let's do it the right way. Let us do it professionally. Let's observe quality and do that profession justice. Upgrade the industry of beauty. It belongs to the pharmacist. We are manufacturing these products and just throwing them out, leaving them out to Juakari people to apply them. Let us make it our business. I think Daktari, Port of Pharmacy, I think, has embraced that. I'm happy that they are doing it in a serious manner. Good Life, they are also into it. PharmaPlus, they are into it. Several pharmacies have done it. We are there to mentor you. Today, I celebrate the 50 years of pharmacy. I also celebrate 50 years of motherhood. I celebrate 50 years of marriage. So I'm celebrating so many things. I got married before I came to the university, joined the university. I'm not encouraging the young ladies to do that. It was hard and tough. I missed out on my colleagues as they were enjoying life. I missed out that stage, but at least I'm enjoying my life now. Thank you.
Thank you, Daktari. I think one of the things we always encounter is there's an assumption that when it's beauty, it's only ladies. Is that the case?
Misconception, I must admit, as we fight the other myths, let's fight that as well. We have realized that men, actually the younger generation, has embraced beauty, just like the women. We're finding men coming for their facials. Although they come, they're feeling like they don't want to be exposed. So we end up having rooms where we do their facials. More men are actually into doing their nails, manicures and pedicures. And once you do it once, twice, you feel so relaxed that now you start encouraging your colleagues to come. The other thing is, you know, beauty is not just skin. Skin is for everybody. So let's embrace good skin. Makeup may not be, of course, I don't condone that for the men, recommend that for the men, for makeup. But there is skincare. There is also fragrances. Why should a man not use a deodorant? Why should a man not use a cologne? All that falls under beauty, and we should encourage it and train the best way of using it. People think that it's very easy. I found when I got into this profession, you find that you get a fragrance, a friend gives you maybe a gift. And what are you doing with it? Applying it on your sweater, applying it on your clothes. There are ways the manufacturers actually train you how to use these fragrances. And they smell different when they are applied to your skin. They give you a different result from what they give Carol or Catherine. So there are small little things that we should not assume because we are professors or doctors that we know how to do it. Let's listen to others. Even the smallest of the smallest, we can learn something. Embrace beauty. It's for all of us. For all professionals, lawyers, doctors, pharmacists, it's for all of us. It's a ground, just like you learn driving. You go to a driving school, whatever profession you are. Same thing with beauty. That's what I would encourage us to do.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Prof, looks like you have a rejoinder.
I think it was in Australia also. There is opportunity. Not because I don't have hair, but you know, there are so many other areas of skincare. Like you know, I thought what do you call where you put up hairs. Yes, I thought it was, I used to think it was the work of a dermatologist until I saw in Australia it was totally different people. Now, my question is, do you also provide those services, including management of like pimples and stuff like that within your because those are public health issues that the patients don't know where to go to. Thank you.
When it comes to hair, I agree with you. That's a very good and important question. I think skincare should include hair as well. We just recently partnered with L'Oreal Foundation to start training hair dressers because they realized that in this country, they have products like Mizani, they have L'Oreal Professional and all that. But it is an uphill task going to the hairdressing salons, which are everywhere, to train them one by one. I mean, so we partnered. From last year, we have the first cohort graduating this year. It's a 7-month course whereby they train them on the use of those chemicals. And you know, they are being very clever because when you train several cohorts, you're going now to fill the industry with knowledgeable individuals. And your products will be used properly, your products will move better. It actually hands on to the marketing of the brand. Now, that's part of the hair we are doing, hairdressing, training hairdressers. But this other course of actually doing, I can't remember what it is called. There is another profession within the beauty industry or professionals that are specializing in alopecia, implants, hair implants, and even getting some stem cells, I don't know what, and injecting them. And that is a bit advanced. Somebody needs, and Australia is quite big on that. I remember the hair hub. I don't know whether you have heard about hair hub. There's a doctor there who trained actually in Australia, and he does those things. So we are encouraged. And remember, these products that we are using, they are just like medicines. It's advanced. There are some that are even being taken orally, and they are chemicals. So who is better placed to administer chemicals? It is the pharmacist. It is the pharmacist. So let's take hint. Let's follow what Tabitha is doing. She really encouraged me and challenged me how you can find a place, problem, and assert yourself, like in an hospital environment. I think pharmacists, my challenge this morning is that we just thinking that counting tablets, telling the patient will take one twice a day, 2-3 times a day, and so forth. That is not it. That's not our job. We need to assert ourselves. We need to apply our minds more and stand out. How do we enter this service industry, especially in the medical care? The doctors, I'm sorry to say, the doctors still look down on us as if we are not educated. Take courage today, pharmacists, you are educated, highly educated, but we need to stand out.
Thank you. Another round of applause. I think we can all appreciate and acknowledge the cosmetic industry is huge. I know PPB team is here, and I know even the world over, there are certain ingredients where beyond certain concentrations is no longer cosmetic, isn't it? Yes, they need to be regulated. So I think as pharmacists, those are things we now need to also be very much aware of and work as colleagues. We see how we can be able to enhance the whole issue of patient safety, even as patients are trying to get beautiful, handsome, and all that, and smell good. Yeah. Yeah. So maybe I know we are way beyond the time that was allocated, and I'll just want to give us at least just a minute in terms of if you can give us a comment in terms of for the specific area where you are, where do you see the future, and especially for pharmacists? And what advice would you give anybody among the group who wants to get into that space? Dr. Elizabeth, you can start.
Thank you. Thank you again. Dr. Joyce, I'm inspired. I'm sorry, I counted your age backwards and I couldn't have guessed. So yeah, I could not have guessed. So to the young pharmacist, my advice to you is this panel is on the resilient pharmacist, and of course, some who have taken the paths less taken. So do not be afraid to take that path that is not obvious. Some of the best opportunities, your life-changing moment is probably going to be defined by that moment. We all know Linton's Pharmacy. I believe most of us have actually bought from Linton's Pharmacy. I'm actually inspired that it is a pharmacist business. So that's a big thing. Number 2, ask. Ask for things. Ask for that study leave when you're 14 days into the job. Ask for mentorship. And ask for help. Ask for that job. If you just remain in the background where no one knows what you're doing, where no one knows about you, no opportunity is going to be opened up for you. Most of the opportunities that have come to my life is because I was bold enough to ask. I got my first job. The first job that I could say was a good job after internship during that marking stage, because I was bold enough to ask Dr. Mashogu and to text him very many times that I am a jobless star of the village. And he was gracious enough that when the opportunity was presented to him, he was able to forward it to me, and I got the job. So ask. And finally, stay curious. Pharmacy is evolving very fast. pharmacy will require you to take the paths that are less taken. So just stay curious. Go into beauty. You see, Dr. Joyce is in the beauty world. I currently know about 2 pharmacists who have done dermatology in their masters. I did not even know that's a path you can take. I have pharmacists who have met who have done data science. In the panel today was supposed to be a pharmacist who is a lawyer. So stay curious and keep learning and be willing to take those paths that not many people are willing to take. Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Mercy, where do you see the future for pharmacists looking at the whole IT space, technology, and what advice will you give anybody trying to get into the same space?
Thank you again. In the health tech world, we evolved. We don't call it IT anymore. In the health tech space, I see a lot of opportunities in terms of AI training. I did say we just launched an AI model, and there's also opportunity when it comes to disease diagnosis. I don't know if you know, but you can cough into your phone and we can be able to tell you whether or not you have TB. So these are very many things that people are working on. I see a lot of opportunity in terms of computational drug design. You're working with AI models and computers, and they're teaching, or they're quickly doing the structural discovery of drugs that would have taken you years. I also see a lot of opportunity in health policy. I don't know if you're aware, but we have the Kenya National AI Strategy of 2025. It was literally launched this year. So there's still a lot of opportunity. The area is growing and the area needs to be shaped through policy. And those are just the few that I felt I would highlight today, but there is so much more that we can do in that space. Now, what I would say is that really to encourage you to think global. I might be seated here, but you could be talking to someone in New Zealand. You could be talking to someone in Canada. And it is important that you think in that kind of direction, that we are a small global village. And it is important that you open your mind up and you learn from across the world. Because when you are able to see what people do, then you can customize it, or you can rework it for your situation or for your environment. And please note that I continuously talk about across the world, because every time we talk health tech, every time we talk AI, then people start to think about the West. But it is important for us to take note that there's a lot that is also going on in Africa, and we need not underestimate that. I must also say that do not be afraid to put yourself out there. She did get a backlash, but here she is 50 years later. So do not be afraid to put yourself out there. If you're not out there, then the opportunities will not find you. And where you find that you have identified a need and there is no path, just create a footpath, all right? Just start, create a footpath, and you'll be shocked when that footpath is turning into a highway or a super highway. And that would be it for me today. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. To wrap up, Daktari, I know we probably need a whole week, but
we need a whole month.
yeah, we need something like but just to be able to kind of advise anybody willing to get how would you advise it, and then
yes,
the future of the beauty industry with respect to pharmacies, how do you see, how does that look?
Mercy, thank you for saying that. Create a path. It may end up being a highway in future. I would like to leave you with the analogy that beauty for the skin is just like vaccine for the diseases that we try to control. So we are there actually to prevent further complications of skin and diseases. So let's embrace it. Let's open our minds to know that there are things that are developing in the industry as the aestheticians is a fast growing area. I don't know what to call it, whether it's a profession or what, but it's in the market. These are people who are giving us Botox, those of us who want to go for Botox or other beauty, intensive and advanced beauty treatments. I find a lot of dermatologists are doing it. Dentists are into it. But I tend to feel that it belongs to us. It belongs to the pharmacist. So please look it up and see how you can connect with that profession. A few universities also. I'm excited when I hear a university has embraced beauty, cosmetology in their pharmacy course. It's the right way to go. I think we should give people that option. But my fear is that when we have those training institutions, who is a trainer? Where have they been trained? Because we might still train at a very low level and remain at a low level. So my challenge is we have trainers here, right in this room. I'll be happy one day when I get a class of 30 students, pharmacy students, maybe during the holidays, and I can mentor them. We can take them through the beauty that we have learned from these global manufacturers and the suppliers. We are ready to do that. If you are interested, reach out to us, Linton's Beauty World. There is research. Pharmacists ought to be out there in research. There's the unchanging element of products is very increasing day on day today. I get very excited when I have a new product being introduced and I'm told the person who has made this product is a pharmacist. Turkey is very advanced in that. Switzerland is, even China. Pharmacies are into that area where they are manufacturing, researching and manufacturing beauty products. Would have more faith, would be more confident using products that we know were made by a pharmacist because we know they are well trained. So that's where I see our pharmacists getting into research, manufacturing. Let's stop saying that there are no jobs. Yes, the ministry may not be hosting you, but open your mind. If you sell burgers, cabbage on the street, sell them as a pharmacist. If you sell whatever you are selling, you can be an entrepreneur, be a dreamer. Take some time, rest, dream, and implement that dream. You'll find that you have created a path that will lead to a highway, will become a highway. For me, that's the encouraging ones I want to leave with you. We have to take the country the way it is. We can't force things, but we do not want you to be disappointed. Finally, before I finish, please, dear fellow pharmacists, I remember my time. We used to sit at home without jobs because we had this belief that we are very educated. We are too bright. We can't take the jobs that BSc or biochemistry students are taking. They came, they got into pharmaceutical manufacturing industry. They got into other areas where pharmacists ought to have grounded themselves. There is a pride that was there some years back, but I believe that pride is gone. Let us be open. Let us be willing to volunteer. Don't sit at home. If somebody can give you, if another colleague can give you just transport, lunch, do not throw that away. You never know what angels you are going to meet through that opportunity. So don't sit at home, just offer your services, volunteer, and God is going to bless you. Don't forget to commit everything you do to God. As you grow older, you come to realize that you are where you are because of God. I don't want to leave this place without reminding you that Jesus is coming soon. Thank you.
Yeah, another round of applause to our very able panelists. Yeah, I think this is one discussion that we probably need a whole day. If you can see the amount of sharing that is really coming out, the wisdom that is actually oozing from our panelists. I know we are running behind. We would have preferred to have a lot of Q&A, but I believe the team is still here. Let's feel free to interact with them, learn from them, ask whatever it is, because it's all in the spirit of celebrating our 50 years, for pharmacy at the University of Nairobi. I know there would have been very many other panelists just to also share their part, but I know we'll have that another day. I know I'm one of those who also took some of those earlier deviations, going into the whole public health space, working at MSH, trying to work with a lot of you to see how we could expand, and support a lot of pharmacists. No wonder you can see nowadays all programs have pharmacists, isn't it? If you look at many NGOs, as long as they are running health, they have a pharmacist. So I think that's just to show you the kind of work that we've actually done over the years and demystified the whole aspect that pharmacists only require to be at the counter. There are very many areas where I know we've done a lot, especially in the whole public health space. I know Dr. Min would have probably spoken a bit more into some of that. But from the work we've done, I've worked with so many of you working in the public health facilities, in the private facilities, PPB as they are trying to roll out and trying to see how do we integrate some of these and influence even the donors to be able to support pharmacy, because that is key for us. I think I'll want to just stop there. I want to hand back to the chair so that maybe you can give us the next guidance. But really want to appreciate our panelists. Asanteni sana.